celebrity. Noun, meaning to be a famous or celebrated person. From the internet to the silver screen, there are a lot of celebrated public figures and sometimes tensions can run high. They are, after all, in competition with each other, trying to claim more fortune and fame. Feuds happen all the time between celebrities and for a number of reasons, so why not talk about a few more as we count down the top 10 biggest celebrity feuds of 2021 Part 2. At number 10, Saweetie and Quavo. Singer Saweetie and rapper Quavo recently announced their breakup, and it was kind of messy. It first started with a simple heads-up tweet from Saweetie telling her followers that they had broken up, but shortly after, footage was leaked which showed the former couple fighting in an elevator. Though this footage was from a year ago, it gave people a look at how their relationship was at the time. Their feuding was only now brought to light as they were sort of exposed for being toxic. Both Saweetie and Quavo have said that they've moved on from this incident, and Quavo clarifies that he never abused his girlfriend. Their breakup has caused some feuding within Quavo's family as well, making this an all-around unfortunate and toxic time for them. At number 9, Cardi B and Candace Owens. Just when we thought the WAP controversy was over, in walked Candace Owens to rehash it. After performing the song live at the Grammys, Cardi B was faced with WAP backlash again, as Candace called her out for the imagery of the song and performance. She appeared on Fox News discussing the performance and calling it a, quote, attack on American values, saying that it was weakening American society and that the dancers that night were, quote, actively trying to make children aspire to things that are grotesque, end quote. This led to both women feuding on Twitter, taking jabs at one another, and really just making for a very toxic environment. Things could have just ended there, but then lawsuits became a threat. Candace tweeted saying that she would be suing Cardi over alleged screenshots that were shared, and Cardi threatened to countersue. There haven't really been many developments since then, but I hope that this online feud does not make it to the courts. Now, before I go any further, I would like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're looking for some extra content to enjoy. At number 8, Lil Nas X and Candace Owens. Candace Owens really is out here feuding with everyone because she's not only fighting with Cardi, but she also has it out for Lil Nas X as well. Nas has been in the news recently for the backlash surrounding the satanic imagery from his Montero music video, and in response, Candace said that people like Nas are what's, quote, keeping Black America behind. When the singer saw what Candace had been saying about him, he clapped back at her, calling her a flop and reminding her how successful his music really is. In return, Candace tweeted saying, quote, yes, you successfully got used by corporations to help further destroy our youth. Congratulations on being a pawn in a game that you don't likely understand. We can take cheap shots on Twitter, or I can welcome you to have this discussion with me publicly because it matters, end quote. Candace is a very outspoken person, so it's not surprising that a feud like this would come about, but fans are still defending Nas no matter what, and the singer doesn't really seem to care about her opinion anyway. At number 7, Khloe Kardashian and the internet. Now, this may not be the biggest feud out there, but it is definitely strange. Recently, Khloe found herself in a bit of a scandal after an unedited photo of her was accidentally posted to social media. The post was quickly circulated on the internet before being taken down, and Khloe has been trying to cover it all up since. She says that she's insecure about that photo because of how she's portrayed, and that she blames the internet and social media for the way that she sees herself, as she always has to look perfect. She's so serious about blocking this image from people that she's saying that she has every right to issue a lawsuit in order to get it taken down from the internet. Now she's feuding with the internet to take back this photo, as well as fans, because she blames them for the whole thing, saying that their pressures of the ideal appearance is what's leading her to such extreme lengths. At number 6, Clarissa Shields and Jake Paul. In my last celebrity feud video, I mentioned Jake Paul and his feud with Conor McGregor, but now there seems to be a new feud going on in the boxing world between Jake Paul and Clarissa Shields. It's again a little more one-sided, but a feud is a feud, and Jake is surprisingly not the one who started it. In a recent interview, Clarissa had some harsh words for Jake and his brother as she called them out for not being real boxers. In the interview, she said, quote, I think Jake Paul and his brother are more like clown shows, to be honest. But they're making money, they're using their platforms, but it's not real boxing, end quote. Clarissa also said that she could easily take Jake in a fight, as she said, quote, I would whoop Jake Paul's ass though, just because he thinks boxing is easy. Clarissa is an Olympic level athlete and Jake is a YouTuber, so I think when it comes to a fight, I'm on Team Clarissa. Jake has not yet responded to her comments, but I honestly wouldn't put it past him. At number 5, Winston Marshall. Sometimes the most devastating feuds are the ones between friends. The banjoist from the band Mumford & Sons, Winston Marshall, faced cancellation recently after he was called out for praising a book that, quote, condemns the destructive rise of Antifa. And this drama caused a huge rift and feud between him and the other members of the band. This all went down after he tweeted the author of the book, calling him a brave man for publishing this book and praising its content and views. As a result, tensions rose within the band because other members just couldn't get behind Winston's ideals. A source close to the band says that this bombshell greatly impacted the band, creating tension within the group. Things got so tense that an emergency band meeting was called where they discussed the matter and came to the conclusion that Marshall needed to take a step back. It was then announced that Marshall would be leaving the band and would be using his time off to, quote, examine his blind spots. After facing this backlash and being kicked out of the band, Marshall tweeted a series of apologies to everyone that he offended, saying that he understands that people, including many of his bandmates, have been hurt by his comments, and also saying, quote, for now, please know that I realize how my endorsements have the potential to be viewed as approvals of hateful, divisive behavior. I apologize, as this was not my intention. Not much has been heard from him or the band on the matter, but no one really knows if he'll ever be welcomed back in the future. At number 4, JoJo Siwa and DaBaby. A couple of weeks ago, the internet had a wait, what kind of moment, as there was seemingly a feud going on between JoJo Siwa and rapper DaBaby. It all started when the rapper released his song Beatbox Freestyle, in which he says the lyrics, "You a B, JoJo Siwa." B as in the B word we're not allowed to say on YouTube. People were very confused because it seemed like there was some drama going on between the dancer and the rapper, because no one would just start a feud for no reason, right? Fans were left wondering what JoJo did to leave DaBaby so mad like that. JoJo Siwa feud started trending as people tried to scour the internet looking for the spark that started this flame. Some fans from both sides even started fighting because of this supposed feud. Well, it turned out that there was absolutely no beef whatsoever and people just got mad for no reason. But that's the internet and that kind of happens a lot. The rapper cleared things up when he clarified that he was talking about himself in the song. Since his real name is Jonathan, JoJo for short, and Siwa was interpreted as a twist on CY, that's why he mentioned the YouTuber in the song. To further clarify things, he tweeted JoJo saying, quote, my 3-year-old princess is your #1 fan. Don't let him trick you into ever thinking I have a problem with you. My wordplay just went over their heads. All love on my end, shorty. End quote. At number 3, Joe Rogan and Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas feuding with someone really isn't a new thing. I mean, she has a new beef with someone every week, but this time around she's feuding with someone that I honestly wasn't expecting. Comedian and podcaster Joe Rogan is next up to square up with Trisha Paytas, and it's all because of some comments that he made about her on his podcast about Trisha's appearance. On a recent episode of his podcast, Joe and guest Ali Makovsky were discussing Trisha Paytas and her OnlyFans, and when he was shown a photo of her in a bikini for reference, he quipped saying, quote, you can keep that. Well, Trisha caught wind of his comment and came firing back. She decided to clap back at Joe, saying that he has small pee-pee energy, and also went on to say, quote, there's a lot to come for me for, but to look at a photo of me in a bikini going, ugh, you can keep that, why? I've heard Joe Rogan is highly intelligent. Honestly, I look at that and I'm like, he has no intellect whatsoever. He can't come up with a wittier quip, and if you know I'm not your type, you don't have to say anything. End quote. People thought it was uncalled for Joe to make comments about Trisha's appearance, but what do you guys think? Joe is probably now on Trisha's radar, and I'm sure this won't be the last we hear from their feud. At number 2, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. With the recent divorce announcement from Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, we're beginning to see how their marriage cracked and crumbled, and how things are now. Though they had been putting on a brave face for a long time, it turns out that they had been feuding a lot. Things got so bad that they felt that their relationship was crumbling towards the end of last year, and they made the decision to seek different living arrangements, spending some time apart as a result of the, quote, downright toxicity in their marriage. The hope was to find a way to make things work, especially for their kids' sake, but according to sources, it reached a point where, quote, bickering turned into nasty blowups and confrontations. They tried to take some time apart as to not expose their kids to this kind of negativity, but their constant feuding became too much to handle. After Kanye reported reportedly blew up at Kim during a recent argument. They were never able to patch things up after that, and so they filed for divorce. Though they're trying to keep their divorces as private as possible, the Kardashians' testimonies on their show, as well as many sources coming forward, is making it kind of hard for their divorce to remain quiet. They're in a constant feud now as they separate themselves from each other, but I hope things don't get too chaotic for them. And finally, at number 1, Piers Morgan and Meghan Markle. Even though it's been several weeks since Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's bombshell interview, news sources are still talking about it, and there's one person in particular who just won't let it go. Piers Morgan has been very vocal about their whole interview, especially regarding the things that Meghan had said. Though there has been a lot of scrutiny from many sides, Piers is almost the #1 person to go to for Meghan Markle's scrutiny. It's gotten to the point where you could call it a feud, even though it's more one-sided. Though in recent weeks, their feuding has been about the things that Meghan said in the interview, like her comments on her mental health. Apparently, this hate goes much deeper. Piers has been outspoken about Meghan ever since she ghosted him in 2016. After that, he's been talking about how she was, quote, prepared to cut people. He would make comments about her family and about her and Prince Harry's decision to leave the royal family, calling them, quote, the world's most tone-deaf, hypocritical, narcissistic, deluded, whiny brats. During the Oprah interview, Meghan opened up about her mental health, saying that there was once a point after marrying into the royal family that she wanted to take her own life, and Piers spoke out about this on Good Morning Britain and said that he, quote, didn't believe a word she said. After Piers made those comments, he started to face backlash as people condemned his comments on Meghan's mental health. Even though he's faced scrutiny, he refuses to take back anything he said, adding to this heated one-sided feud with her. Now, I want you guys to tell me about a recent argument that you've had. It can be anything from debating the Wizard of Oz because her sister was a witch to arguing with your partner about putting dishes away. Also, tell me who won the argument because I would like to know. Anyways, guys, that's been our list. I've been your host, Biebers, and until next time, stay safe, stay hydrated, and stay groovy, friends. Bye!